Does anybody have anything in response to Shane? Field's been cleared. On the front row of the grid, Van Gisbergen and Waters. It's great to be back in beautiful Tasmania. Van Gisbergen has maintained an iron grip so far. Can anybody wrestle it away today?
It's got him.
Waters has got a great start. So that's the first tick in the box. Cam Waters has been able to clear Van Gisbergen. Jamie Whincup makes a run here into second place as well, and Van Gisbergen goes from first to third.
How good was that by Cam Waters? This is one of the best starts he's ever made. He knew how important it is. This is a big statement in this year's championship. Van Gisbergen now down the outside of everybody. Can he get it turned back? And can he make the spot on his teammate? Whincup's currently in front.
Waters grabs the jump. He leads the field down the back straight, heading in a general northerly direction now from Whincup, who's come off the second row of the grid. Van Gisbergen's gone 1 to 3. Now Shane pokes it down the inside on the dirty side, clears him into position number 2. Mostert down the inside as well of Davison. And Davison's in an awkward spot where the track's dirty on the outside there. Remember that brakes and tyres are cool at the moment. They are side by side, Mostert and Davison, they tangle. Chaz got a little crossed up on the run into 2, but he managed to save it.
Nice bit of driving. How was that dive by Van Gisbergen down the inside of Whincup there? Remarkable. Moved it from the right, fired down to the left, authoritative spot, down the inside, and got it done beautifully. The pressure now is on Cam Waters.
Now, after being a doomsayer about lap 1, we've just seen the field pretty much negotiate the first lap cleanly, although somebody was in strife back at the hairpin then. But that was a remarkably clean first lap. We pick up on James Courtney, Jack LeBrock side by side, the Tickford Mustangs on the run to turn 6, and Brodie Kostecki's right in behind them, applying big pressure and sneaks beneath Jack. I was going to say, doesn't quite get up far enough, but they make a little bit of light contact. Waters has got half a second over Van Gisbergen, and it was actually Percat that I saw back in the distance there at the hairpin. It hasn't been a great run for him so far.
Actually, a wishbone just T-boned me.
And Van Gisbergen looks like the pressure continues to unfold because that's the closest he's been, Croppo, that time. He came off there really nice.
He did. He did. Keep an eye on what happens down here into the braking area at 6. There's a lot of hot air going into the front of the Van Gisbergen car, but he's also getting the benefit of the draft. He has a look. He feeds the nose down the inside. Waters leaves space, and that's a clean move for the lead. Van Gisbergen is now the leader as they cross the line for lap 9.
Cam needed to cover him then. He'll rue the day that he let him go down the inside so easily there. He needed to cover him. Although he may have still had better car pace, you've got to make sure you position yourself properly.
You can smell that one coming off the hairpin.
This is David Reynolds stuck in the lane.
He's got him. So
got him now. Mostert needs to go down there too. Watch this. Can Mostert park it where he needs to be? He's actually got the wheels locked. He ran into him. Nice car control. Man, I thought he was going to spear Whincup off the road. And
I think he did too. They freight-trained Cam then. Problem with the left rear on the back of 17, and here comes Will Davison as his teammate blends in from the pit. Gee whiz.
That was ugly. I thought for sure that was going to be a little understeer.
I tell you, I reckon Anton actually rattled the rivets on the fence that time.
When Anton come up here, you can see his front wheel skid mark here. There's the mark where he needs to stop. He's about 300 mil short. And one of the things they do, you saw they changed the rear tyres, which they do often do early in the race. Because if you go too deep into the race and put rears on, oh, we're going to get a safety car. Okay, I'm going to bail out. I'll talk about that later.
Come back to you. Thanks, Mark. So we're watching Bryce forward down at turn 4, awkwardly parked down there. It took a while for him to grab reverse and then also have clear track. Everybody was on standby in the lane. Incidentally, there's about 1 3/4 seconds difference between De Pasquale and Davison and the stop. Macaulay Jones in 11th position. You can see on the leaderboard on your screen, and then everybody from Jamie. Oh, that was close. So Frosty had him in the dirt on the run into the hairpin then.
Now, do they do one side or do they do the rears?
Give me a couple of seconds, I'll answer that. I reckon they're going to do rears.
Well done. Nostradamus.
Yeah. That was all pretty straightforward. There's no pressure on him there at the moment. That's a pretty big margin back to Jamie. He can afford to now just gently bring those tyres in.
So good pace young Jack this weekend, and that's good for his confidence and good for Brad Jones Racing. Oh, there you go. There's the commentator's curse, Crompo. Sorry about that. I should text Bradley and say sorry about that too.
That was looking a little evident early on, wasn't it? Because it was sliding a lot in the rear.
Mate, let's go. Let's catch it back up. It's all right.
Paul Forgy on the radio just reassuring him. So the car would have been a bit unbalanced at that point. Hot fronts, cold rears, but fresher, so...
Can't. Oh, he's just trying to do this to get it.
Same problem that happened to Dave Reynolds. The car stalled as it came in. So both teammates having the exact same issue at Kelly Grove Racing. The car just wouldn't fire up again. They're just trying to turn those rear wheels to try and kick that thing back into life.
He's got less than 2,400 metres of racetrack to go. Briefly sniffs top gear before he makes the run, under brakes into the hairpin down here at 4.
And although it's such a busy, compact, bull ring racetrack, he makes it look slow and easy inside, doesn't he?
That's the problem, isn't it, when you're going well like he is? He makes it look that way. It is anything but, and that's the result of a lot of science, hard work and evolution over a long period of time, and him crafting his own act to within a millimetre. One corner remains now for Shane Van Gisbergen. It has been an extraordinary start to 2021, and Shane Van Gisbergen greets the checkered flag for yet another victory in Tasmania. Margin at the end, 4.7 seconds. Van Gisbergen to win Cup. And then nice work, Anton Di Pasquale. And nice reward for Anton's hard work in car number 11. And that's his best result so far this year. He did have a 4th placing, as I recall, at Bathurst on the Sunday. So nice opportunity there for Anton to get onto the podium for the first time in 2021. Shane Van Gisbergen gets another victory, and he's just been remarkable so far this championship season, hasn't he? So that makes it 46 in his career, and he continues to just pile on the points in a perfect display. So 6 victories so far this year, 6 races. Just under 5 seconds to Jamie Whincup, and as Mark just quite appropriately pointed out, nearly a 10-second margin to Anton, who will be pleased to get onto the podium. Chaz Mostert only half a second behind him. Will Davison, Cam Waters will be disappointed given the way things started for him. Mark Winterbottom, Scott Pye, followed then by Will Brown and Brodie Kostecki. Another fine performance to be inside the top 10, and then that wild battle that resolved in favour of Brodie, with James just behind him. James Courtney in 11th. Jack LeBrock, Jake Kostecki, Todd Hazelwood, who made plenty of ground, Jack Smith, Reynolds, who had that delay in the pits, Slade, Goddard, Jones, Jacobson, followed by Coulthard, Heimgartner, Fullwood and Nick Perkout had the problems on the opening lap, and that's going to be investigated after the conclusion of this race to understand more about exactly what happened there and why that car had to go to the garage for a little bit of rectification work. Pertec victory lane, though, belongs to Shane Van Gisbergen. He's done it again. He's the championship leader. Unbroken victories in 2021. And not only has he been adding to his Armour All pole collection, he just keeps taking the trophies in our championship year so far.